All right, hello. Welcome. We're doing another Shedcast. It's been a while since our podcast sounded like this.
Yeah, this is the first time we've been in the shed in like 9 months.
Yeah.
Full baby.
Mm-hmm. Baby could be born.
Yep.
So it might sound a little.
Speaking of babies that were born,
Stewie Griffin.
A Quiet Place 2. She has a baby.
She does.
And that's what we're talking
well,
about.
she has the baby in Quiet Place 1.
Yeah, but the baby's like a
bigger character?
Yeah, the baby has a big character arc in Quiet Place 2. Yeah, so just like, 20 minutes ago, we just got back from a movie. We saw Quiet Place 2, which was very fun.
Woo!
This is my first time being at a movie theater in a while.
And do you remember the last movie you saw?
I actually don't. I actually just straight up don't remember the last movie.
Damn.
I saw.
Well, I just dropped a glass.
Nice.
Yeah, so we literally just watched this like not even a half hour ago. And we came directly back here to tell all of you about our insane hot takes on a movie that we both came to a pretty common consensus with it.
Yeah.
So kind of to start with, I guess, like, I like the first one. Like,
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the new ideas in it. I'm happy, like, it wasn't just another zombie apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
I think apocalypse movies in general are getting to be a little bit overdone. I still appreciate the genre. And when they're done, like, really well, then it's like, it's art. But in general, I feel like they're a bit overdone. So that's why I wasn't, like, super high on this movie, the original. But in general, I think it was pretty good because it was, like, it was different,
Yeah, I think it was... I think the concept of the first one carried it a long way. There's a lot of cool like shit, like seeing how they've adapted to like this world or whatever.
Yeah, it was interesting because like I think that movie, I might be totally wrong. Didn't the original Quiet Place come out like at the same time that Bird Box came out?
I think it was like the same year.
And it was like, oh, you can't make any sounds or else the monster will hear you. And
right.
then like the other one was like, you
don't
can't
look.
Yeah, don't look. Or else the monster will kill you. Like,
yeah. I'll say this movie, both Quiet Places are definitely better than Bird Box.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't even remember Bird Box.
It was just like kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like we never even saw what the monsters looked like.
Yeah. But so without spoiling it, I like the movie just fine.
There's not really much to spoil. Is like the honest truth. Like I really can't. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
he's in the movie.
I don't even think that's a spoiler. In the trailer.
No, he's literally But I mean, there's that one thing how they.
I guess.
A
spoiler.
That's about it.
I guess like what's good about this movie is pretty much what's good about like the first one. Like I like the cast.
They're still quiet.
They're very quiet.
Yeah.
I think the kids are good actors for being kids, especially the girl. Actually, the boy's really good in this one. I don't remember him at all in the first one, really, but
yeah.
And like the like sound design and shit in this movie, really good, really cool. Like the first one, and so all that stuff's still true of the second one. I guess like my big thing with the movie was that I just wasn't as like I guess the concept wasn't as novel, so I didn't feel like they were doing much new with the concept to be like.
Yeah, it seemed like they just were like, okay, like it seems like they opened up the like how to do an apocalypse like movie thing, and after they finished A Quiet Place 1, they were like, okay, where do we go from here? And kind of looked at like the exact steps of where every apocalypse movie, like whatever apocalypse movie does,
right?
Which is like, oh, they meet people. Oh,
those people are maybe not so good.
Yeah, and it's like they fight a couple zombies. It comes pretty close, like. So it was like there wasn't really much to this. Which I was a little bit upset about.
But again, like it's like perfectly enjoyable
for what it did.
Yeah, And especially like I feel like this, and I didn't see the first one in theaters, but I will say I feel like both of these movies are probably enhanced by being in a movie theater because like there are like scenes in this that are like especially tense that I feel like you wouldn't get that same effect at home with like the dog walking around or like just like people fucking about in the house. Like it was nice to have like the whole theater was like pretty silent.
Yeah, there were like a couple scenes where like the movie was silent. I think it mostly had to do with the girl when she like didn't have her hearing aid, and like when she didn't have it on, like the movie was completely silent. So like it was kind of just like totally nothing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But and I will say the opening scene of this movie is very cool.
Oh yeah, we finally see like kind of. There was like an asteroid, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew they were aliens.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I didn't know we knew that. Was that in the first?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no, they're aliens, and we get to see like how that all started, and it kind of starts exactly how you'd expect it, but it was still cool to see because like if something like that happened, it would just be complete chaos. Like no one knew to be quiet or anything, but like you do see how like the characters kind of come to that conclusion. What I will say is it made me miss that opening scene. Made me miss John Krasinski and the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
because I think he's really good in a role. Like we've talked about The Office on this podcast like a couple times, but like I don't care about like John Krasinski being like the dorky, like cute, whatever boy next door. Like I like in this, he's like just kind of a friendly husband guy.
Yeah, he seemed just like a nice. I bet like I mean I don't know nothing about John Krasinski in real life, but I feel like that's probably his actual personality. Seems like a nice, nice guy.
So I guess like and it did make me want to go back and kind of and watch the first one again because I do find there's some stuff I was forgetting about, stuff that the movie expected that I remembered from the first one that I did not.
Yeah, when this movie like started or after the beginning scene happened and they were like walking about, I was like, oh nice, I forget like mostly everything from the last movie.
Yeah, because there are a couple like things they're like walking past that were big in the last movie, and I was like, this would probably be pretty cool if I remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like again without spoiling, like there are I think scenes that are really done well with like the tension, with the whole like they don't want to make any noise, but like.
But I also feel like those scenes were done well in the last movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but that's not a dig at this movie. That's
I guess you're right.
Praise for both movies.
It's praise for both, but like, I wanted something more from this movie. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, get into that when we talk about spoilers, but or the lack thereof.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm not like a big horror movie guy. There's like 4 or 5 horror movies that I go back to or care to even like remember. Like most of them I see, forget about. Even the ones that are like the classics, like I mean, don't shoot me, internet, but like The Conjuring, I saw, don't remember any of.
Was it spooky?
I don't know. All the way, like I don't know. I watched it a couple months ago, even, and I don't really remember it. But yeah, and I do feel like this is definitely a step up from like other horror movie sequels, more so just because like I actually give a shit about the fucking characters and not just like boring ass caricatures of like the jock and like the pretty girl and like oh the nerd.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah. So that's I do appreciate that, but yeah, I guess I was just kind of looking for. I kept hearing that this was like the best horror sequel of the modern age or whatever, and I mean, it might be, but it doesn't have much competition.
Yeah, it was like the other day we were talking about this might be like, or we were saying like Sonic the Hedgehog might be the best movie based on a video game.
Yeah, it's like,
and then it was like, well, yeah, there isn't really, much to go off of. Yeah, I mean, this is a fine movie. I didn't really care about it that much. It's not a bad movie.
No. It's one I wouldn't hate to like watch again if it was on or whatever. It's not one I'd really seek out to watch again or anything, but it is one that's like
Yeah, I wanted more from this movie. I wanted it to like take a bigger step in a certain direction that other because where does this fit? Is this an apocalypse movie or is this a like horror movie?
I would. I mean,
Kind of both.
feel like a lot of them are both.
Yeah,
so I would say both, but yeah, I guess. I don't know. I also like kind of expected more from Emily Blunt's character in the movie.
Yeah,
like, I was surprised that she did have like her own shit going on, but like let's be real, it wasn't as important as what the daughter
seems
had
like
going on.
it seems like everybody's role, like besides the daughter, everybody had like a more important role in the last movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but again, it was cool to see. It's cool to like see this universe again. I don't hate that it had a sequel because there are much worse horror movies or apocalypse movies that have had numerous sequels, and this one is so like inoffensive, and it's like what it feels like to me ultimately is like it's just more Quiet Place, and that might be exactly what you're looking for.
If you were really like, oh, I just need more quiet and more place,
this might be the movie for you.
Yeah.
But I'll be nice today and I'll say I'll give it Chad because it's fine. I like it.
It's a very slight Chad for me. Yeah. Because like you said, like the exact word I would describe this is inoffensive, but also like unambitious.
Yeah.
It falls like I like it. Probably it's gonna be like a smack in the middle.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm probably just more so a little disappointed because I wanted more from this, and I felt like the first movie was like okay, like it's still an apocalypse movie, but like I can see they want to do like a few different things. But this movie is just like nope, they're gonna do the same thing that like every single like apocalypse movie or like storyline does.
Yeah. Spoilers. There's not much to spoil.
They go to an island.
They do go to an island.
That's about it.
That's pretty much it. There's like a weird. My girlfriend called it a pirate cult. They're definitely not pirates.
They hang out by the docks. They sing shanties.
Yeah.
And one of them has a parrot, but that's about it.
Yeah. One of them was actually Blackbeard. It was weird that they cast Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow in the movie. But,
that was weird role for him to choose, but I like
especially after he was fired off of like every fucking project he's a part of. So like they meet some like you hear in the movie that they're like most humans are kind of fucked up. I don't want to talk to them. This is Cillian Murphy.
Well, these are like two things. One, he first is like all the humans out there you don't want to meet, and then second, he's like they're all dead. And I'm like, okay, well.
And then
what do you do for that?
So they meet some shitty humans, and they like I don't know what they were gonna do. It looked like they were just gonna like kidnap the girl, and but
yeah, I didn't really know. I mean, I guess who knows?
You could probably assume that they're probably like I don't know,
steal her food and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. But so we meet them, they get out of that, which I did think that was kind of a cool.
That was a cool scene. And also like the directing. There were a few scenes in the movie where like there was a bunch of tension with like several different characters all at once.
Yeah.
And they would like go back and forth like between scenes of like really high tension, and it would like pretty seamlessly go through. But there was this really one like weird thing where it was like that where there were two scenes of like high tension where the mom and the baby and the boy were like stuck in the little chamber.
Yeah.
And then they were just stuck in there. And this was happening while they were like at the docks and fighting off the pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cillian Murphy and the young girl like beat the pirates. They sail all the way to the island. They meet the people there. They spend like a day there. Then they realize, oh god, there's a monster here. Then they go to the radio station and then it goes back to them in the chamber.
Yes.
And it's like, what? Were they just in there like for more than a day? I mean, I guess they were, but it was a little weird. I just remember thinking that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I did find that a little strange. They took a while to go back to the husband.
Mm.
Well, like you're saying, that scene, the scene of like the boy being trapped, because like I did like this movie didn't spell things out for you. Like it would have been easy for Cillian Murphy's character to be like, "Don't forget to put the towel down, or you're gonna run out of oxygen or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, you know, but like, no, like we see other characters doing that, putting the towel on the thing before they close it, and we don't. You can infer why they're doing it so they can open it again, but like they never like full on spell it out. So by the end of the movie, when the kid forgets it, you're like, oh shit, like he didn't do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciated that they didn't treat the audience like they were fucking so stupid, and they weren't like, oh no, we're gonna have no air now.
Yeah.
And that scene was probably the most tense one for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I was just like, oh, this is.
That's very.
I don't
scary.
like this. I'm getting.
And they're breathing in like
because there's a baby in there, and
Yeah.
like, nah, it's whack.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And yeah, I mean, I think both of our like, I guess it's kind of falls in spoiler territory, but like both of our kind of big gripes with the movie was that like, you know, it didn't. I guess like the threat wasn't as prevalent, which I think is because they kind of knew the answer already to like how to beat them with the hearing or the cochlear implant and the speaker.
High pitched noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also a lot of characters in the movie kind of treat it as like, oh my god, that's how you do it. And it's like, I feel like if there's a character like there's a monster with extremely good hearing, the first thing people would probably try is like a very loud or high pitched noise to like drive them away. Because like we do that with dogs, and they just have like slightly better hearing than us. So yeah, and I guess that made like some of the sequences where like in the first one where they had to be quiet because there was no other way out of it. You couldn't really do that as much. I mean, you could do it with the other half of the characters because they didn't have the implant. Yeah,
it's just I don't know. It's I think, and I talked about this. My biggest thing with the movie was, like I said, it's unambitious. It feels like this is just like a day in the life of the Quiet Place apocalypse. Mm-hmm. Like, there's really nothing besides them going to an island, which I guess is like kind of big, but only like 2 people, like not even the whole group goes to the island. It doesn't really feel like anything. Like, this could have been like, I don't know if you watched The Walking Dead, but this really felt like it could have been like a 2 or 3 episode long like arc in The Walking Dead where nothing really happens and like nobody dies and they just like discover something new, but then they like fuck it up.
Yeah.
And this is like exactly what the movie is.
I guess probably could have benefited from like, honestly, like this is a very short movie. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Assuming that 15 minutes or so of that is credits.
I think it was actually less. Because I remember we got in at like 1:40 and it ended at like 10.
Yeah. So it's either way, it's a short movie. I feel like it could have benefited from like a little bit more, and the ending is very similar to the first one, where it's like, you know, hard cut at like a defining like, oh, gotcha moment, and then like it kind of turns off, and it's like, I don't know if that's because there's a Quiet Place 3 planned or in the works or possible or whatever, but that's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because like the first movie ends in very similar fashion, where it's like, what comes next? And this movie like picks up right there.
Well, this one was like they saw all the monsters like running over, towards the thing,
right?
Which I thought was cool. Mm-hmm. But this one just ends where they like kill 2 monsters,
right?
And like that's the thing, like the only like real thing that happens in this movie is that they kill like 4 or 5 monsters. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's about it. Like, that's the biggest threat they face. That's the biggest achievement they have.
Yeah.
Is in this entire movie. So if you're I don't know, if you just skip to the spoilers, I guess, and you're, like, looking to watch this because, like, you want to see, oh, what happens? What do they do? Like, nothing. They don't really do much. They kill, like, a few monsters, and that's about it. They find an island, but, like...
Probably could have benefited from seeing, like, at least the girl be like, okay, we got to go back and get, like, my family, or, like, you know.
I want to see a cure. Well, I guess it's not a cure. I want to see a plan.
Yeah.
Like an actual like
Fix the apocalypse.
There's so few. Maybe you know this because I bet you know more than me about like apocalypse movies or most movies in general. But like,
you might be wrong.
I don't feel like I know any apocalypse like storyline or movie that they actually like solve the apocalypse. Like, you know, I'm sure there's at least one, but I just don't. Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah. Endgame isn't really like an apocalypse movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like that if they spent like a little more time at the beginning, like showing the world after the snap, I bet that would be kind of what you're looking for there.
Yeah.
So it would be like you'd see the bad things about the snap, and then they go back and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I agree.
That'd be cool. Imagine. Oh, that'd be such a cool Marvel show where they like go during the snap, the 5 years, or like they start right as the snap happens, and then they like do a show based on that. I don't know. That'd be, you know what I'm saying?
No, I've been saying that forever. That they should be like, there's so many fucking Marvel shit coming out that like some of it should be set in that 5-year period.
Yeah.
Just to show what it was like to live during that time.
Because all we know is that like Tony Stark had a kid.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And Thor got chunky.
And Hulk got smart and merged with his other. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's it. We're kind of we're changing our format a little bit.
Yeah, we're doing shorter episodes. Well, is that a voice crack?
Yeah.
Kind of.
We're streamlining it, kind of getting straight to the point. Just to.
And also, if you would like to see a monster drive a boat in this movie, this is the movie for you.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a really dumb thing where like they go to the island, and then they somehow like Cillian Murphy like looks over and there's a boat, and he immediately knows that like somehow a monster like was on a boat and like docked it into the island, and then is about to like wreak havoc. I don't know. It was kind of stupid.
It was all silly.
Because they're like, oh, they know that the monsters can't swim, but it's like, oh, but they can drive boats. And that was, I don't know, that was kind of stupid, but yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. So take it from us. See it or don't. We don't really care.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're about to record a second episode, so tune in a couple days. Our Army of the Dead episode will be out. Yeah. I'm sure we'll have even less to say.
Yeah. Yep.
So see you then.
Goodbye.